days are beyond us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-One and Mr. Factastic.
Welcome to Gamers Digest.
Back.
We are back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we keep intermittently taking breaks due to various reasons. I mean, you know, last time we did a show, I want to say we were both pretty busy, but really you're pretty busy and I'm pretty lazy. So it's a bad combination.
Definitely.
But, you know, we'll get back in the swing of things. You're winding down in terms of filming.
Yeah, we're getting there, definitely. Once September rolls around, I'll be able to, maybe come home at decent times. You know?
Right. Yeah,
I mean, just come right home and then go straight to bed.
Yeah, it's like most nights you come home and, you know, if I'm up, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning and you're like,
Yeah. And I just go right to bed. And then I wake up the next morning and go right back to it.
And go back to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you've been pretty busy with the fan film, fan films.
Fan films, yeah.
So you're working on multiple ones.
Man, I'm pretty crazy.
So, I mean, pretty much that's what you've been up to. You really haven't played too much recently.
No, I haven't played too much, not at all. But, I mean, I kind of got back into the swing of starting the Let's Plays again. Just something to help me go to sleep.
Right.
You know, I just put it on and I'll fall asleep to it and, you know, try to catch up to where I left off when I was awake.
Actually, Lily, who you guys might hear in the background because she's kind of crying a little bit, but some nights when she's having trouble going to sleep, I'll put on like a YouTube video or something and we'll watch that. And most of the time, it's stuff I want to watch. Mm-hmm. You know, I rarely ever put like Mickey Mouse or something on there for her. But it's usually Let's Plays and stuff like that. She actually really likes Day 9. Like, Day 9 just makes her laugh because I think he's so animated and stuff. So, I mean, half the time I don't understand what he's saying when he's doing the StarCraft dailies. But, I've done some gaming. I mostly did WildStar. I did Warframe, which is actually, we're going to play a little later. Going forward, because there's not a whole lot of news over the summer. And, you know, we're kind of strapped on time in a little bit. We're probably going to go forward with this format, for the foreseeable future. We'll do, a smaller show, half-an-hour show, hit the big news of the week, and then maybe do half an hour of gaming. That way, we can start getting the content flowing back on the page. I noticed that a lot of our older videos are starting to get a little more viewership, and, very little more viewership, but more viewership. And I did actually get an email from somebody that said, when's the new stuff coming out?
Interesting.
So there are, there's at least one person out there doing it that isn't, family or close personal friends that watch it. So, that was pretty cool. And that's kind of why I wanted to do the show because, I could have easily put it off another week and stuff like that. Because, looking at the news, there's not there's maybe 2 big news stories. But, other than that, whatever. So
just kind of grasping at straws a little bit,
Yeah. So, I guess we'll jump right into it. The first big news story is definitely the biggest news story. Dota 2 had its international tournament over the weekend. And it had the biggest prize pool ever for an esport at almost $11 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, the way they did that is they actually... people bought stuff on the Valve store. Whatever Valve sells. They had like a Dota 2 championship condendum. I'm sure I said that word way wrong.
Compendium?
Yeah, that. Long day. Anyway, they had that, and whatever they sold from that, they put portions of that into the prize pool. So, the prize pool started at like $1 million of what Valve put in, and then what people put in got it up to, 10 million, I think it was like 10.9 million total.
Yes, that's insane.
First place, I'm not going to spoil it if, people haven't watched it yet, but first place was 5 million. Second place was still a pretty hefty 3 million, and then, it kind of petered out from there. But still, like, 8th place took home like 500,000, which is 100,000 per person before, teams take their cut and stuff away. So That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's
for
nice,
playing a game.
Yeah, that's
Now,
a pretty decent coin.
Now, the cool part to me wasn't really the prize pool. I knew it would get up there. As popular as Dota 2 is, I mean, they have almost 1 million people playing it every day. 1 million, at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how many million a day. The cool part to me was
the ESPN.
Yeah,
coverage.
they broadcast it on TV on ESPN2. Just to give you an idea, most of the World Cup was actually broadcast on ESPN2. Only the big matches were on, ESPN, I guess, proper.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool that an esport is on ESPN.
Yeah, that's some good recognition there.
Yeah, and they got a lot of viewers. Like the grand finals had over 500,000 people watching it in game. Which is pretty cool because Dota 2 you can watch other matches in the game. I actually watched a couple friends play because I'm not very good at it, so I was like, all right, let me watch you while you play and see how you do. And I, of course, was talking to him at the time. But they had over 300,000 on one Twitch stream, and they had multiple Twitch streams. Like they had the main one, which is the one I generally watched. Then they had one for noobs. So, they didn't get into all the jargon and stuff. They broke it down. And I watched that one a little bit, and that one was pretty good. I didn't like one of the commentators. I just didn't like the voice.
Okay.
They were both good at what they were doing. I just didn't like the sound of the voice. But that was pretty cool. I mean, overall, I think they did very good with the presentation. A lot of people were a little disappointed in the finals because it was kind of lopsided.
Yeah, I saw it was like one team won the first match and then just lost 3 straight.
Yeah, and the 3 losses, like, they were bad losses. Like, they just got steamrolled. Like, whatever happened in the first game, they lost it the last 3, and they just got decimated. Like, I actually watched the last 3 games, and if you don't know Dota 2, the games typically last, the fastest games are typically like 15 minutes, and the longest games can go over an hour. The last 3 games were all under 20 minutes. So that's how fast these games went. The first game, I think, was like 25 minutes. So, I mean, that was a little more even, but still.
Nice.
The Bungie composer.
O'Donnell?
We talked about him a couple shows ago, which is probably like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But he got unceremoniously just canned. Nobody knew why. He just got fired. And, of course, he was a little unhappy about that because a lot of his music is going into Destiny.
So they finally settled it.
Yeah,
so he gets like $95,000.
Yeah, he's getting a pretty good cut from it. I'm sure it's not quite what he would have gotten, otherwise, but I'm sure he's glad to get something for it. Destiny just got done with its first beta wave, and then it's gonna it closed for a couple days, and it's gonna go back into beta. I want to say the end of the week. I think the 26th maybe. And people have been loving it. Like, I've been following it, and people have really, really opened up to it. I actually watched a video today of PS3 versus PS4, and the PS4 does look better, but it's not hugely different. It's not like Titanfall where you definitely notice the differences. Like, you really had to look. The big wide open areas looked a lot better, but once you got into like the corridors, I saw almost no difference.
Wow.
So, now that was a YouTube video. Maybe when you're sitting in front of it, it's a little more. But there are rumors now that a PC version is coming next year. So I
mean, it seems logical.
I mean, Bungie as a company has always shied away from PC. Like the last Halo to come out on PC was Halo 2.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, this was one of those games that I was like, that might be worth it for a new console, but not just that game. And if it's if it might be coming to PC, then I'm not.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why waste it?
Yep.
So Facebook officially owns Oculus Rift now. It's official.
Yeah, I guess the deal went through today, so they opened that up, and there you go. And
speaking of today's Ryu's birthday.
Yeah, I threw this in there just kind of as a fun factoid that people were throwing around. If you look at the in-game profile, today is his birthday, and he's
50. Yeah,
he's old. I mean,
he's 5-0.
He's punching people in the face as a 50-year-old. So
not bad.
Yeah. Last of Us. We talked about it. Good game. Remastered edition's coming out this week. But they're also doing a Broadway type show. One night only. They're gonna have all the voice actors there. It's pretty cool to see them branching out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be like streamed live. So
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's different. I'm glad Naughty Dog's trying to do something different with their money.
I mean, definitely get them more exposure.
Yeah. Now, the other big thing going on this weekend, besides the Dota tournament, was QuakeCon. Obviously, QuakeCon's been going on. It's probably one of the longest running conventions there is in gaming. Well, they debuted Doom, but they debuted it behind closed doors. Like, there's no footage, there's nothing like that. Even though they teased it at E3. That's what makes me really mad. Like, they put that teaser out, they're like, see it.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. The teaser, from what people are saying, is really cool. Like, it's back to the old school Doom, like rooms with hordes and hordes of demons. Very brutal, very fast paced. Very old school. They said you can carry all your weapons at once. No more, 2 or 3 weapons. Old favorites return, like the double barrel shotgun. If you die, depending on what kills you, you have different death animations. So they said, like, some demons will, like, rip your arms off and hit you with them and stuff. So very bloody, very visceral. People said it looked really cool. It got a huge applause, but you can't actually see it. So when asked why they did that, they said, well, we wanted to show something, but we didn't want people to nitpick it. We're not quite ready to that point where the internet pauses every frame and breaks it down. In the past, we wouldn't even shown anything.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that at least people at QuakeCon got to see it. We're all waiting really to see it.
Yeah.
And if you pre-ordered Wolfenstein, you get into the beta, but nobody knows when that's going to be. But still, it's out there.
Yeah. This Morrowind meets Skyrim mod. It's pretty cool. It's
Skywind.
Skywind, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking for voice actors.
Yeah, they're looking for a crap ton of voice actors. Like, I was going down the list because I sent it to Nikki because I was like, dude, you should try out for this. Just put something together. They need it. It's, work. It'll get out there. And, the last guy who made a big Skyrim mod now has a job.
Yeah, ended up getting a job, yeah.
So did some of the voice actors.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they were better than some of the game voice actors.
Nice, yeah.
So, if you're a voice actor, aspiring, whatever, you think you have a really cool voice, check out Skywind. They are casting for, like, everything. Like, they break down, like, this is the type of wood elves we're looking for. This is the type of Bretons we're looking for. We're looking for an orc male that is old. We're looking for, a young female orc warrior. They had a whole list of things that they broke down by race. So, and they give you samples of kind of what they were looking for. So, there was a voice out there for everybody.
Yeah, and Morrowind has a shit ton of dialogue. I said shit ton.
That's fine.
Twice. It has a lot of dialogue.
It does have a shit ton of dialogue. It was one of the first games to really do that. So, not that it was voiced, but it was definitely very long-winded.
Yeah. Moral long-winded.
Yeah, moral-winded.
Yeah.
Sims 4, they did a live stream on it. Kind of showed off some of the features, but one of the features that they weren't really trying to show off got nitpicked out. Apparently, Sims 4 is going to have a premium subscription, a lot like Battlefield.
Battlefield, yeah.
This, EA, the Sims is their cash cow. Honestly, you can say Battlefield makes a bunch of money. You can say, Mass Effect made a bunch of money. The Sims is what makes them their money.
Yeah.
Maybe Star Wars: The Old Republic at this point too. But The Sims is their cash cow. I mean, they dropped support for Sims 2 like 2 weeks ago, and Sims 2 came out in like 2001.
Yeah, that's an old game.
And they gave everybody every expansion pack for Sims 2 if you had a Sims 2 registered to your account, which is like 400. Sims 3 is getting up there. So, Sims 4, The premium membership will include early access to stuff, discounted prices and stuff.
Exclusive stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really shouldn't surprise you if you're a Sims fan. I was gonna make a sexist joke there, but I stopped myself. If you're a Sims fan, you should probably think of picking this up because it's probably gonna save you in the long run. Somebody did the math on Sims 3, and if you bought everything for Sims 3 at like retail cost, it would be like $800.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. So in the long run, $70, $80, whatever it is up front. Even if it doesn't get you the expansion like it does for Battlefield, it's still probably going to save you that over the course of the lifetime.
Yeah, because Sims 3, how long has that been out?
It's
been
probably 5-6 years.
Sims 4 will be out. I'll probably have 2 kids by the time Sims 5 comes out.
Right, or the 100th expansion pack for Sims 4.
Yeah. So Sims 4 is going to be around for a while.
Yeah. So if you're a Sims fan, definitely think about picking this up. The last one I put in there for you.
Yeah, Chroma Squad. I heard about Chroma Squad literally like 2 days ago. Like some of the people that are on my friends list, they're like huge Power Ranger fans. And
well, you want to explain what Chroma Squad is?
Yeah, basically, Chroma Squad is See, I didn't even know what it was at first. I'm like, what's this? What's Saban suing somebody for?
Yeah.
And then basically, it was a game that raised funds over Kickstarter, and it's like basically Power Rangers without being Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's like a tactical RPG for Power Rangers that's not Power Rangers. The guy who did it initially said it's more of an homage to the whole culture.
Yeah, the Tokusatsu culture. Where suited heroes fight monsters.
Ultraman, Masked Rider, Power Rangers, of course. But yeah, they're getting in a little hot water.
Yeah, Saban is. It's no. I can't think of the right word. It's no secret that Saban, the owner of Power Rangers, is. He's kind of a greedy person.
Yeah.
In some people's.
Right.
It's just I'm not coming out and saying it. But that is the consensus.
Right.
And I guess,
he's very protective of his IP.
Yeah, he's very protective.
Which is funny because it's not even his IP.
Exactly.
That's Toei's IP.
Yeah, it's Toei. They made
Sentai.
They made the Sentai.
Right.
Yeah, and then he just brought it over here.
Right. I will nowhere near claim I'm the Power Ranger expert compared to you. But I know that it's basically he was the businessman that made it a success. He wasn't the artist who created that work of art.
Yeah.
So,
like I kind of yeah, I can't believe you said that either. But I kind of rolled my eyes when I saw the story. I'm like, really?
Now, does this worry you about yours at all?
Not really, because I'm not making any money.
Okay.
I'm not making any money. I can see they are gonna be making some type of money off of this.
They're
game.
monetizing,
whereas
yours isn't.
Yeah. I'm just doing mine for fun, and I was a little worried when the movie was announced. The official movie was announced. So I was a little worried about that, just because I will be treading along the lines or treading the waters of what they're going to be doing, in their real movie. So, but other than that, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He isn't straight out suing Chroma Squad. They did say that they are trying to work out a deal where, either worst case scenario is he has to stop, just cease and desist. But he did say that he may just take royalties from it, which in this situation, and if you go and look up Chroma Squad, it is very Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's very
Like I can see his grounds, like as protective as he's being.
The likenesses are a little. I've only seen like a couple frame grabs, but the likenesses are very, very
Yeah, they're very. They look very much like the old Power Rangers.
Yeah, the original.
Games.
Yeah.
So, if he could just take some royalties from it, that's cool. And I think
change the character designs and the
just don't allow the Power Ranger skins. That's easy enough. Or if you do allow the Power Ranger skins, boom, pay DLC that royalties go to Saban. Easy enough.
Yeah.
All right, so I did put a discussion topic in there just to kind of fill time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Actually, I did really want to talk about this. UK actually just passed. It's not really a law over there, but it's an act for pirating. And if you're watching this in the U.S., pirating can go one of two ways. They're either not going to catch you, or when they catch you,
they drop the hammer.
Yeah, you get smacked. Like there are varying cases in the middle. Maybe you download a TV episode and they send you a warning letter, but the next time, your internet gets cut and they drop the hammer. So there's some cases there's no strikes, some cases there's one. I've heard people get a couple, but it really depends. Well, UK's changing this whole culture behind it, and they passed this bill where if they catch you pirating something, they're going to send you a warning letter, and in that warning letter is going to be how you can obtain what you pirated legally from multiple different options. So say you download,
Cosmos.
Cosmos, there you go. The popular TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of us has downloaded.
Yeah.
So we watch it on demand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they would say, DVD's coming out, it's on Netflix, which it's not, but in this case, say it is. Netflix is $8 a month. It's on Hulu, which is $8 a month, or you can get individual episodes on iTunes, or they'll give you options for it. That's it. That's the end of the letter. Their thinking behind this is people will pay if they know their options, which I think is actually true.
Yeah.
It's not quite how it was, even 10 years ago when we were in high school. 10 years ago when we were in high school, when, this whole pirating thing came out, and your options were either, buy the movie or CD, or pirate it. That's it. That was your two options. Mm-hmm. Now there's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Redbox, there's hundreds of options. iTunes, and
everything's gotten cheaper. It's coming out faster.
Right.
Cosmos came out on Blu-ray like a week or so after it finished airing the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I like what they're going for, and I hope the U.S. will. I don't think they'll ever go as lenient, because basically the end of the story is you can get up to 4 of those warning letters a year, and after your 4th one, nothing happens. So there's no hammer. Mm-hmm. There's just you should probably do the right thing. And I don't think the U.S. will ever get to that point where it's that lenient, but I think we can get to the point where single parents aren't losing their homes because the MCAA is suing them because they downloaded a Metallica song. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. And of course that's the big news overplayed one, but you gotta hype it up.
Yeah, you got to.
But I think this is a good idea. Like, I think if you tell people their options, like, we'll use Cosmos, for example. Say, it's not on Netflix, it's not on Hulu. Mm-hmm. You can only buy the season, but maybe there's, something on Fox that you didn't know about that will let you download all the episodes for, $10 or something. Maybe they'll do digital only.
Or what about when they cancel a show that you like or a show you miss? How are you gonna miss? Yeah.
Right. So, and
show me my options.
A lot of major networks now have all their stuff on demand. So, FX or FXX, whatever it is, has every Simpsons episode that they're going to marathon starting, I guess, in August.
Yeah.
And after, or maybe during the marathon, they're going to launch a website called SimpsonsWorld.com where you can watch every Simpsons episode for free as long as you're a cable subscriber or, Verizon or whatever. Yeah. So a lot of how streaming services work now. Like if I wanted to watch the World Cup, I had to sign in with my Verizon ID, which is really cool. Free. Every Simpsons episode. That's
2 weeks worth of Simpsons.
If you watched it 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day. Yeah.
I cannot. I'm pretty good at marathoning, but I'm not that good at marathoning.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think about all the pirating?
I mean, this is a nice approach that they got. I mean, the U.S. will never adopt it. We're too uptight, you know, and nobody on both sides. They don't really get along, and they'd never be able to figure out what to do exactly.
And the Senate never passes anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is pretty cool. I mean, at least it's a step in the right direction. It's very, I don't want to say it's proactive, but it lets people know, hey, this is, you know, what I am doing is wrong, because it is wrong. But at least they give people the option, because a lot of times if I ever download something, I don't know my options,
right?
Or I miss it when it was on TV.
We are pretty educated in the technoverse, so we know kind of where to look. But I miss stuff. Like, there have been times I've wanted to watch a movie or something, maybe an older movie, and I'm like, oh, I could search for it on demand. It's not there. It's not on Netflix. I could go out and buy it, but it's on Amazon Prime, and I don't even think of Amazon Prime. Like, I am a Prime member, but I don't ever think of that as a video service.
Yeah.
I do now, because there are a couple movies I have watched on there.
Okay, cool.
But it's stuff like that. Like, there are hidden things. So
yeah, there's one movie that I'm trying to think of now that I know I want to see, that I know I can't find. I don't think there is a DVD of it. I can't think of it, but it'll come to me. Like,
if there's not a DVD of it, you probably don't want to watch it. It's probably a pretty bad.
It's a very obscure
bad
movie that I haven't seen in forever.
Bad movie.
But I just know, like, I type in look for a DVD or something, I can't find it. So
does it rhyme with Fear of Browns?
No.
Wow, that sounds like a really racist movie.
Nope, not that movie.
Just to clear that up, it's Fear of Clowns.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have that. 1 and 2.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it for the show. There are a couple deals going on this week. First, I did put this in the show notes because they launched it literally like an hour before we started the show. The Humble Bundle went up, and it's all Square Enix stuff. And they've got a lot of games on there. If you pay
Tomb Raider and
Tomb Raider's on there, Deus Ex is on. If you pay over the average, and if you pay over 15, you get like 16 games. So good deal if you missed a lot of the Square Enix games over the past couple years. The other deal is Best Buy is having a buy one get one free on 3DS games. Not all 3DS games, but like the major first party games, really the ones you want.
Yeah.
Like Yoshi's Island, Link is on there.
Pokemon.
Pokemon's on there. Kirby's on there. There are a couple Mario games on there. So check that out if you missed a few 3DS games. We are going to take a quick break to get everything set up. And then we're going to do Warframe for, probably about half an hour, run through some of the new stuff that even I hadn't seen.
Cool.
So we'll go through that. So let's do this.
Gamers Digest is a Spider One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.